We've got a major one-off opportunity coming up to improve our market access into the European Union. It's pretty much a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that we are launching free trade agreement negotiations with the European Union.
It's very, very important to have a portfolio of risk. Well, what does that mean? It means that you have to have a range of different initiatives that your company is involved in. There are initiatives that are your bread and butter, the things that you know very, very well, but there's a tremendous number of things you could be doing, innovative ideas you could be exploring, from small things that you can change to really, really big ones we call moonshots. And increasingly, in times of disruptive change, it's really, really important to take those risks, to make an investment in those new initiatives.
There is a lot of rules and regulations you should be aware of, and so if I was looking to enter the market, I would do my homework first.
In some countries, the complexities of laws are such that local knowledge on the ground is very important, and local understanding of laws to ensure that you can conduct business effectively and efficiently and actually get on and do business.
When you're going global, you have to there's a couple of things. You have to sort your distribution out. That's one really key thing, and it's an obvious thing to say, but I think with us, the collaboration between F12, if you can find like-minded businesses to go into the world with, then it's a much easier route to market, and you have much more, I think, interest in your product.
Because we're becoming such a tremendously global economy, it's absolutely critical to build your network. In the past, your connections were valuable, especially if you're in business development, but today, connections for everybody have amped up. And so building global networks of people and organizations that are all connected to you and that have business reasons to be interacting with you is absolutely critical for exporters today.
I think we assume, and wrongly so, that we're more progressive and perceived as being more progressive, innovative and entrepreneurial than we really are. But when you look at where we stand in terms of best nations, where there's quite a lot of gap to be made up, and sometimes our strength is really just because of other countries' weaknesses, and we cannot rest on those laurels, and increasingly being entrepreneurial and innovation and a more expansive way of what that means is critical for growth, both economic growth and prosperity, inclusive prosperity.
Often a lot of companies, and particularly smaller companies, they're just so busy sort of running their businesses day to day, and it's hard. I imagine it can be quite hard to sort of lift your head from the page or from the spreadsheet and think about broader opportunities and some bigger questions around what's going on in the global economy. And I think the real advantage of Go Global is it gives exporters some time out to come here, to listen to some interesting speakers and to really sort of lift their vision for a moment, get some new ideas, a bit of a refresh in some ways on the way in which they're thinking about their business going forward.
I think an event like this is essential because it helps bring together people that are in the exporting space that can tell their stories, and learning from other people's failures and successes is a very critical part of going global, and hearing how different stakeholders can help you collaborate to go global and to partner when you are global. So being on the ground, being able to be that local knowledge, that local resource is really critical, and the collaboration and the variety of people here today is essential to help you achieve that.
You could learn a lot from your colleagues here. You can hear about what others are doing. You can get a lot of good ideas and be stimulated about how best to proceed for your company and your product.
I know collaboration is a focus of this conference, and I think that's a really important thing for us to be mindful of, that we need to improve our sense of being strong global citizens.
The most important thing was that they picked up on e-commerce and online business, and that's what is expanding the actual market in exports, and that was great. That was a new message to all the exporters, that they can cooperate with each other, because we have a lot of small business units, and that could increase the exports.
It's an opportunity to mix with a lot of like-minded individuals. We're not all competing to get over the line first. That's one of the things that I think is quite special about being an exporter. Is a lot of what we've achieved is because of collaboration, and that was one of the things they talked about today as well. So it's an opportunity to meet people that can help you
get to where you want to be.
In New Zealand, we're so small that we have a kind of a unique opportunity at an event like this to get just about everyone in the room. So much of our export and GDP is in Auckland. So many of those people are in the room right now. So I think this is a one-off, an invaluable opportunity to have the conversations and to hear direct from people at a whole range of different coalfaces about how we can shift ourselves towards that big goal of growing exports GDP from 30 to 40%.
Each time I sort of found like a modern perspective take on the challenges we're all facing, and at the same time just getting like-minded sort of exporters together, sort of, and sharing war stories as well, which helps.
You just don't get that opportunity very often in one day that you can come, do the networking, hear lots of stuff of interest, some really good stuff on China and online and the e-commerce channel. So fantastic day, it's really good.
I believe that all the exporters in New Zealand should attend this function because they can learn a lot.